Now, EastEnders kicked off its big 35th anniversary last night with a trip on the Thames that is set to end in tragedy. And in a world of on-demand and catch-up TV, millions are still glued to the soaps, from Angie and Den's divorce drama in EastEnders, do you remember that?
Yes.
To Brookside's taboo-breaking same-sex kiss, to Sarah Platt's teen pregnancy on Corrie. You guys are amazing. We didn't even prime you. Soap storylines have raised awareness and even changed lives for decades. So is there any sort of soap story that you'll never forget? You love a soap, don't you?
I do love a soap. My whole life's a soap.
Well, to be fair.
Yes, the one I remember growing up that everybody was talking about, and I mean worldwide, was Who Shot JR?
Absolutely,
in Dallas.
yeah.
Oh, do you remember? It was so exciting waiting for, and everyone had a...
Who did
it? I can't remember.
I was going to say, we were talking earlier, and it was such a big story that we can't actually remember how
I think it was...
Who was that? His sister-in-law.
Kirsten. Oh, Kristen.
Who was Kirsten?
Ooh.
Kirsten.
Sue Ellen's sister. Oh, I'm glad you came today.
Yes, I do remember now. And then I stopped watching when Bobby Ewing came back to life in the shower. I thought, no, you've gone too far. I'm not having that. I've been dead 2 years.
I think the thing
but
is...
they are all a bit miserable for me now.
Yeah, what's happened over the last 10 years, that more and more soaps feel that they... the makers of the soaps are under a lot of pressure, and not quite sure where it's coming from, to get, like, health storylines, sexual storylines, and get heavy messages across in soaps. So what used to be, like, wonderful, mindless, relaxing entertainment, now you get clobbered over the head with something really, really serious.
Yeah.
And the only one like that I've personally really found engrossing was in The Archers, when Helen was... I'm sorry, love. The Archers is the mega soap of all time. It's on 5 days a week and it's got a massive worldwide audience. But Helen, one of the characters, her husband started telling her what to do, and then over the months it was clear that she couldn't do anything without this guy, Rob, controlling her, and it was getting the message across in a really subtle way. And then by the end of it, thousands of people were writing in and getting involved in controlling behaviour, and it's ended up becoming, on the statute book, it's been, you know, included as a crime. So I just think that performed a really useful function, because it alerted us to what goes on that we don't really know about, which is when one partner controls the life of another partner. And, of course, that ended tragically. She stabbed him and she went to prison. And I thought they'd bottle out and she wouldn't. She'd get let off in court because the judge would feel compassion. But she did actually get a jail
You're really into The Archers, aren't you?
Sorry, I can do Mastermind on The Archers.
Wow.
By the way, Colleen, I've been in 2 soaps.
Oh!
Hollyoaks.
Yes.
And Neighbours.
Oh, I'm so jealous of that.
Yes,
Oh,
2
lovely.
cameos.
Oh, look at you.
There I am in Neighbours. That was the fan club's cameo of the year, not boasting or anything. My 2 lines. Milked.
Were you being yourself, or were you playing a character?
Why do I look weirder than usual?
No, I was just wondering.
No, it's just you smiling.
Because, Colleen, you've been in a soap, but you were playing yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's all.
I think my soap memory that I have is was Ronnie and Roxy, because that was quite tragic when they both died in the swimming pool. But I mean, you know, I know you're talking about lessons and everything.
Messages, yeah.
Well, yeah, and messages. I was crying tears for a while when I saw that, because I thought it was so sad. But unfortunately, the one thing that it taught me was to never wear a long dress when I'm getting married next time. You could drown.
Swimming pool.
You could drown.
Is that from EastEnders?
Yeah, they drowned. It was really sad, and they were tangled up. It was a tangled web they weaved.
You mean she fell in the swimming pool? And
She fell in the swimming pool, and they got tangled in the thingy, and then that was it. They drowned because the dress was tangled. Don't wear long dresses to swimming pool.
Actually, we've got some comments here, and it does actually affect people, a lot of people. Emma Louise says, Craig's OCD storyline in Corrie made me feel more comfortable being able to talk about my personal experiences with OCD.
Yeah.
I'm sure it helped many others to have a better understanding of just how debilitating it is.
Which is true, and also it does go back to, you know, to what Janet said in terms of raising awareness for some incredible, you know, whether it is sexuality, whether it is coercive behaviour. But do you think that, going back to the sort of who shot JR thing, do you ever wish that it would go back to just kind of far-fetched comedy?
Oh,
yeah, because there was that soap series called Soap, and we all laughed at that. That was like a parody.
And also those ones that you could just escape to. We grew up because there's 8 kids and mum and dad, so we were obsessed with the Waltons.
Yeah.
We actually felt we were the Waltons.
To be fair, you kind of were the Waltons.
We actually went to bed every night and went, good night, John boy. But I had a real problem because the youngest Walton was Elizabeth, of course, and I didn't want to be her. I just didn't want to be Elizabeth. I'm sorry, I just didn't. But anyway, yeah, and they were just escapism, weren't they? There was
the Little House on the Prairie.
Oh,
see, I know technically that's not a soap, but I used to love that.
Yeah.
Running, you see, never mind, that wasn't on the list of things that you need to do, stroking a worm or whatever it was. Running down a hill like that, that was all I wanted to do when I was little. That was the start of Little House on the Prairie.
That's a bit weird.
There are kids everywhere going, really, you need to get out more. Seriously, that's all you wanted to do.
Isn't that Sound of Music as well? Because I remember doing that in my nun's costume when I was...
There you go.
Sound of Music.
Living the dream, kids. We are living the dream.